Ask yourself if you are truly happy and fulfilled, if you would like to be happy and fulfilled. Well, our next guest says he can set you on that way. His name is Mark Fournier, master life coach, author, speaker, founder of the Center for Empowerment, and he is considered one of the leading authorities on life coaching. And I know you've heard a lot about life coaching. Some of you may wonder, okay, what's this all about? But Mark, I just know because I've read your book, this book, The Giving Game, which is incredible. I've listened to your poetry on CD. I can't believe it came from a brain. A human being, you, because it truly is brilliant. And I want to thank you for being here. And I want to explain to people, if you would, what life coaching really is and why they should buy into what you tell them.
Well, let's begin with what life coaching is and what it's perceived to be. For the most part, life coaching is having someone there as a support mechanism. For instance, I say I don't believe in self-help, because you didn't get to be who you are, you didn't end up with the challenges you have and the programming you have by yourself. You got there through the help of lots of people, programming from your parents, TV commercials, the bully across the street, and you're not going to change those programs by yourself.
Whoa.
So having someone in your life who can hold you accountable, who can help you stay on track as you decide, these are the principles I want to adopt in my life. These are the things I want to do to make my life better. You have someone there to help hold you accountable. And the trick is, I wish they had another term. I wish they had life teammate and life coach. Because most of the individuals referring to themselves as life coaches are really more like team partners. And we all need those. It's just the difference being what I would say an effective life coach is someone who has a profound understanding of human nature and human behavior. They're able to listen to you, who you're being, and do so without judgment. And
but you need to really
observe.
respect them and their wishes, and you wonder what kind of training there is. You know, what makes someone worthy of a title like that, life coach? That's a huge responsibility.
It's thanks for bringing that up. There are lots of informal programs and training programs available now. There's not a true master's degree, as I'm referred to as a master life coach. You don't really have a master's degree in life coaching any more than you do in golf. Now what happens is, like Tiger Woods, he had an ability, and it was honed by his father and his training and so on, and so he became brilliant. There are some people who have a natural ability to see inside of you. And if they also have the training, they can become a powerful coach.
Powerful tool. All right, some people may be going, okay, yeah. How can you make me happy? Help me be happy. What can you share?
Sure. What I usually do after listening to someone and hearing what their challenges are, I'll hear some missing principles in their life. And that will tell me this is where they need to focus. Two of the principles that are missing in almost everyone's lives are actually what we call states of being. And one is being in a state of appreciation. We can only focus on one thing at a time. Now, this is for anyone who's having a challenge right now. If you're focused on the challenge, your feelings, your behavior will be consistent with the problem of that challenge. If you're focused on what's great in your life, on what's wonderful, on living in appreciation, and you're focused on that appreciation, you will immediately feel happiness, you'll feel joy, and all the things that go with it. So the most immediate solution is going to appreciation. The other state is contribution. Selfless service, compassion, contribution. If we could live our lives, in fact, as Thanksgiving is coming up, Thanksgiving, that's the solution. That is, in a nutshell, the perfect answer to having a great life.
Now, you are part of the team that's helping our transformation candidates. Those of you who've won out there, many of you, of course, applied to this and try to win your little slot, and you didn't. Well, Mark is a huge part of this, and tomorrow at the Ritz, he's going to be speaking and nurturing and encouraging and coaching some of these women. What are some things you'll focus on tomorrow that can help our viewers out there right now?
Well, what we found as we go to the floor and start taking in calls, probably at least four out of every 5 questions are about relationships.
Well, it seems like if you don't have the great relationships, or if you have a really bad one, it completely taints everything or colors everything.
Yes, and usually if a person is having serious relationship issues with one person, it's probably with more than just one. And the #1 challenge with relationships that we found really goes to Stephen Covey's seek first to understand and then to be understood, and it's the first place I go. if you have challenges with your relationships, are you really listening with compassion to what their issues and challenges are, or are you more interested in winning? Winning the argument, winning your point, because if you are, you will lose.
Okay, I would love to take it one step beyond there, because say you do understand or try your best, and you've got a person who does not focus on appreciating, and who does not, and you've lived this for many, many years. Who am I talking about? I just wonder, where do you go from there if you truly, and maybe I'll put myself on the spot, maybe I haven't tried to understand because you get so frustrated by hearing the complaints for a long time.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, and there are a lot of women too who have men who, whatever the case is, don't appreciate them, or even in some abusive situations. I hate to always be the martyr.
Oh, yeah.
Feel like the martyr. So what is the next step?
Okay, and this is where coaching comes in, because it's not a monologue, it's not a one-way, it's a very unilateral relationship. I want to know what's behind this, and so I would ask questions. And in many of these cases, when a person is becoming a martyr, it's often because they haven't set and or maintained boundaries, which are crucial in all relationships.
Are you talking about that tomorrow with these ladies?
Yeah, oh yeah. Boundaries will come up with anyone who feels like their life isn't working out the way they planned. And in terms of relationships especially, first thing I say is you've got to have boundaries. Don't have too many, because you can't protect every boundary. If you have a war and you have 1,000 troops and you're trying to cover 1,001 borders, they'll get through.
Can you give an example of a boundary?
Oh, absolutely. For instance, one of my boundaries is I will not allow abuse in my presence, whether it's self-abuse or abuse to me or abuse to those around you. I will not allow abuse.
Wow.
And I make sure everyone knows what it is, and they know how I feel about it.
Like, you define it? You walk into a situation
absolutely.
and define it?
Yes, you must define the boundaries with the people that with whom you live, so that they know what they are,
Wow.
and they need to know what the consequences are.
Okay.
And then you must never budge on those consequences. If you step over this boundary, this is what will happen.
Wow.
And then you've got to follow through. And if you have only, say, 3 boundaries, and they know what they are, and you will follow through, people stop stepping on them.
Can you share one more boundary before we go?
Sure. Let's say a boundary could be, in my case, the second one is my health and well-being are a priority. They come first. Because just like in the airplane, as the mask drops, who do they say to put the mask on first?
Yourself.
Yourself.
Put it on your child.
Yes, because if you're suffocating, you can't help anyone. If I am not healthy, if my well-being is compromised, I can't help you. So the people around me know, don't ask me to do something if it's going to compromise my health or my well-being.
Very interesting. You're going to hopefully be back in January when we have our Transformation Winners on the show, because there's a lot to learn from Mark. And I want to mention the website, centerfoремpowerment.com, because the book is available. You have tapes, lots of inspiring thoughts.
Sure.
For a little daily dose. If that's all you can give yourself, at least give yourself a daily dose. Mark, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.